Welcome to Movie House Cinemas. Popcorn? Yes, please. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Reclining chairs? Don't mind if I do. Action, thriller, romance, we got it all. Discover the cinema today. Movie House Cinemas, home of the movies.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
Good evening, and welcome along to Robin Elliott tonight. Good to have your company once again. Right, coming up on the show this evening, we'll be chatting to Liberty X star Michelle Heaton. She'll be with us. We'll have live music from the 19th Street Band and also new music from Zac Mac as well. We're going to meet a Guinness World Record breaker. Ali Brown is going to be with us, and we'll find out what C21 Theatre Company are getting up to as well. They've got a show on the way to the Edinburgh Festival, and we'll find out more a little bit later on. But as always, let's begin with this week's big talking points. To help us do it, the one and only Kim Kelly's here. How are you?
I am very well, thank you very much, and you?
Okay, now we're starting off, it's August, right?
Yeah, okay,
and we're talking Christmas.
I would like to say a very Merry Christmas to all the viewers of the Robin Elliott Show. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry to be the person to do this. It's Christmas.
Who is thinking about Christmas at this time of year?
Well, only the supermarkets. Asda
Right.
and Waitrose have announced that the Christmas food, will be in the supermarkets from this week. Now, of course, no one would accuse them of a cynical marketing ploy.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. That's not what I'm saying. They're thinking of us.
Yes, now I'm quite excited now that you've said that, because I do love a bit of Christmas cake. So I would quite happily go...
Are you 105?
I would go...
Are you the only person that still eats Christmas cake?
I would go and buy a Christmas cake in August.
Well, you can.
Yes.
You can. Do you know that I actually ate my final Christmas platter last weekend?
Did you?
I found it lurking in the back, and there it was, and I kind of brushed off the ice.
Yes.
And took it out, and it emerged, and I cooked it. It was a little bit maybe soft, but yeah, it was fine. It was fine. So I ate that. So, I mean, I guess they've timed it right. I am good to go. But it's August.
It is.
People, please, it's August.
Yes, it's August, yeah.
I do love a sausage roll, and I do love speaking of sausage rolls...
We were meant to have sausage rolls in the show this week.
Brings me on to my next story. Do you like how I just segued into that? Like
segued
a seamless...
Tell us about the sausage rolls.
Okay, a new survey has been done, because you know I always like to keep abreast of surveys.
Yes.
So this has been done by none other than Greg's, and it's been done in the north of England, so we've got real men. Real men have answered these questions, and the question was, what is your favourite baked good?
Right,
And of
yes.
course it is, what else could it be?
A sausage roll.
The sausage roll.
Yeah. Or what about the one with the beans in it?
No.
People are going for the... People keep sending me, have you tried the one with the beans in it? Now I haven't, but apparently it's a delicacy in Greg's.
No, sausage roll came first, followed by pizza. You know, little pizza slices?
Yes.
And then quite an interesting one, real men like quiche.
I had quiche the other day.
Number 3, which again leads me on to another story.
Yes.
So I must get the facts and figures right for this. The government is going to give us 20% longer to cross the road because we're all so fat.
What?
We're all so fat. Fact. We're all so fat. So normally it takes 6.1 seconds. You know, it goes beep, 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 beep,
yes,
and you cross over 6.1 seconds. They are upping that to 7.3 seconds to give us time to waddle our largeness across the road. That kind of depressed me, that story, a little bit.
Yeah.
That we're just so fat, I guess, that we have to...
Well, you haven't helped. I mean, you've talked about quiches, you've talked about Christmas food. We've had it all on the show today. So half the nation now are rushing either for a takeaway menu or rushing to see what they've got in their freezers.
They'll have to rush crossing that road, though, because there's only 7.3 seconds. I didn't know it was so short.
I didn't know it was so short either.
Although if you ever drive around Belfast, you would wonder, nobody seems to bother with pressing the button. They just wander out onto the street like zombies. Is it just Belfast? I don't know. It seems to be particular to Belfast. People don't really care, do they? No. You'll just stop. They'll just feel confident.
And what is it with Belfast as well, with people on bikes? who can't ride on the road. They're on the footpath.
But they shouldn't be.
Well, they are. I'm dodging cyclists on the footpath all the time. They're trying to run me off the footpath onto the road.
The etiquette's not really there, is it? No, it's not.
And when they do it at traffic lights as well. They stop at the traffic lights. When the light goes red, then they take their bike onto the pavement and try to run us onto the road.
Are you one of those people, do you hate bikes? Yeah, I can see that you'd hate that. Men in lycra, it's not for you.
No, definitely not.
I like, on this show, every week we can just get out all our grievances. We just air our grievances.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so we have decided that we hate Belfast, so we're going to move.
Where are we moving to, Kim?
Right, we're going to move to London.
Yes.
Because I've been shopping. You know, one of my hobbies is screenshotting things that I'll never buy or do.
Yeah.
That is one of my hobbies. So I screenshotted this for sale in London. It's in Twickenham. I don't know if you know the area. It's where the rugby's played. Lovely location. Property in there is round about 385,000 for a one-bedroom flat.
Okay.
I got you a bargain.
How much?
For 20 grand.
20 grand?
It's next to a Starbucks on one side of you, and there's another cafe on the other side. And it's, wait for it, a 4-storey stairwell. And it's glass, and it's attached onto the back of a building. And it comes with no planning permission, but of course the estate agent rather ambitiously, ripe for development. Into what?
Exactly,
a giraffe to live in. It's really tall. There's no... And there's obviously stairs. I mean, maybe you could take the stairs out, but then you've got like a very tall maybe you could do something, and it's also not a structure, it's glass,
right? Okay.
And some of it's broken, and they did have shots of the interior, which I thought was superfluous to requirements, but I still looked.
Does the stairwell have a purpose? Like where does the stairwell lead to?
It didn't say. I'm not sure.
Who's above you when you get to the top of the stairwell?
Nobody. It seems to be. It looks like an old fire escape on the back of like an apartment block. So whether they're just saying to people, tough, or I don't know, throw a ladder at the front.
20 grand you live in a fire escape?
I don't know. They didn't build it as a fire escape.
Okay.
They built it as a stairwell, so a disused stairwell. Maybe they're planning on not having a fire. I don't know. These are questions that I didn't ask, but I looked, and it's full of sort of plants and bikes. People are storing bikes and things at the minute. I mean, I guess, could you take the stairs away? Do the stairs have to stay? So many. You would need your solicitor onto this. You could sort of lie down. I suppose you could put a bed in it and put like a mezzanine level. I need to stop going on Property Pal and things like that. I spend an inordinate amount of time looking at houses that I can't afford.
Indeed.
For when I move away from Belfast and the bikes. 20
grand if you fancy a stairwell in Twickenham. Fabulous stuff. Is that it? It is fabulous. Kim Kelly, we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely.
Right, time to find out about some great local music now, and Northern Ireland Screen are on the lookout for new storytellers, and they've introduced a new development scheme called Creative Industries New Entrance, a teaching, learning, mentorship and support programme created to broaden access to the creative industries at entry level. Funded by the Department for Communities and working in partnership with BBC Northern Ireland and Northern Ireland Screen, the scheme is helping to identify new talent to support them into the screen and creative industries. Now, over the past few weeks here at NVTV, we've been working with a group of cine participants, and this week they caught up with singer-songwriter Zac Mac. Here's what happened.
I am Zac Mac, and I'm a guitarist and singer-songwriter based in Lurgan, and music is a very big part of my life. When I was 4, my dad really did help me to sort of boost my confidence and my ability to play music and stuff and get into music too. A lot of the music he was listening to, like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, that's stuff that I still do listen to, and music I find very influential. It's not just like classic bands like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. There's more stuff here. There's the Smiths, there's Oasis, Arctic Monkeys and stuff like that. Even today when I'm listening to that sort of music, I do get a lot of ideas in my head, if that makes sense. And that's one of the main things that have really helped me to just help create music and be as creative with music as possible. Recently, I was playing at the Sunday Life Spirit of Northern Ireland Awards, and out of nowhere, Ricky Warwick sort of just walked in and like greeted me. And Ricky Warwick, of course, is the frontman of Finn Lizzy. After Phil Lynott, he randomly walked in and sung a bit of the verse, and then he let me take away the chorus. I'm still trying to like grasp how important that was, because you know it is a big thing. I have an endorsement with Emerald Guitars based in Donegal, and they handed me over my own signature guitar, which is the Emerald Virtuo guitar, and everything on the guitar is all just designed by myself. So like the fretboard and the pickup specifications was all done by myself.
So we could have somebody here. Oh, Zac, where's the cool man?
I'm having a new album coming out soon, and I'm also going to be doing the album launch in the Argo Inn in Belfast.
Keep number one.
There is going to be the album performed there. Music is a very big part of my life. The best way I can explain it is it's sort of an escape from reality, I guess. And this is going to sound kind of deep, but you know what, it doesn't matter. I find music to be quite a great way to like sort of say what I want and like what I feel about stuff. It's a great way to filter things out and drown out sort of tough world that we live in.
Zac Mac, Supernatural, track 2, take 3.
The things that you say, they get in the way. I know what to say, but not the
And we'll have some more from those cine participants on the show over the next few weeks. Now, still to come, we'll be chatting to a Guinness World Record breaker, and we'll have live music in the studio from the 19th Street Band as well. Before all that, we're chatting to former Liberty X singer Michelle Heaton right after these.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight. YTP Aesthetic and Academy is a place where everyone will find something for themselves, from lip augmentation to a treatment for wrinkles or improving the condition of the skin. Interested in expanding your knowledge in the field of aesthetic medicine? We invite you to a wide range of courses. Book your appointment now with award-winning YTP Aesthetic and Academy, Lisburn Road, Belfast. You can call us on 07546 121 281 or visit ytpaesthetic.com. Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty is more than just a beauty brand. We are a community that celebrates individuality and promotes self-love. Check out our I Am Unfiltered Tanning range. Luxury lime, mandarin and basil scent with green undertones to neutralise orange results. Your most natural tan yet. We invite you to join us in our mission to redefine beauty and create a more inclusive world.
Heading to the North Coast, the Jet Centre in Coleraine offers entertainment for everyone. There's an 8-screen movie house cinema with all the best movies, 10-pin bowling, a massive arcade, soft play for the wee ones. Outdoors, there's a mini fun park and gem mining, plus an 18-hole floodlit mini golf course. Rain or shine, there's something for everyone here at the Jet Centre. Find out more at thejetcentre.co.uk.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
And welcome back to Robin Elliott tonight. Now, are you a parent who's currently struggling to keep the kids entertained during the summer holiday? If you are, Liberty X singer Michelle Heaton might have some good advice for you because she joins us now on the line. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So how's your summer going then? Because you're a mum with 2 kids, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, Faith is 11, AJ is 9. And they're currently on play dates. So I could do today's radio interviews about what Hollywood Bowl has done research for. But like the research has shown, you know, I'm not alone. Over 50% of parents struggle with anxiety on how to fill the next 6 weeks with activities, you know, thinking of things that are affordable and accessible. And, you know, we do bowling, obviously, and we did it last week. So that we've ticked that box. Anything competitive we like to do, but it really is a struggle to find things that everybody as a family wants to do, because I'm a firm believer that if I'm having fun, then they have fun. So it's really important for me to find stuff that I like to do as well. You know, I think that resonates with the kids. If you're doing something that you really detest and you're not getting involved, the kids feed off that, right?
So when it comes to games like bowling, how competitive do things get with your family then?
Well, I just want to get through it safely and without too many arguments and just have fun. Whereas my husband's goal aim is to win. That he is so competitive and he's annoyingly one of those people who always wins at everything.
Okay.
That doesn't go down well with the kids, but he doesn't seem to care. He just wants to win.
So what about cheating? Anybody in your family kind of cheat at the family games then?
Well, last week we went for my birthday and my mum was down and she said that she'd never played bowling before, but she has, because I remember her taking me as a youngster. Anyway, she had like the sides up, you know, the trainer things at the side, and then she used the thing in the middle, like you push it off, you know, like a toddler, and she won. So I think that is cheating.
It is kind of.
My mum cheats. Faith is a cheater in other things. Like when it comes to board games, she's a high manipulator of things like that. And without a doubt, she will win. And I don't know how she does it, but she manipulates and lies her way through it strategically.
So Michelle, work-wise, anything exciting happening that we should know about?
I'm in pantomime this year in Gravesend, so I'm very much looking forward to playing an evil witch on that. And Liberty X Girls, we've got loads of gigs coming up, actually. I've just got a couple of emails there just before I went on with you about a gig in Derby that we're doing, a big festival. So we've got some really good ones coming up.
And you must have lots of happy memories from your Liberty X days.
Oh, yeah, I really do. And I feel really lucky that I still get to be a pop star and perform my songs now. But, oh, gosh, yeah, I lived my dream. Like, my dream was to be performer, actress, singer, and I got to be a pop star. It really is amazing. Like, it's really hard work. But I loved every second of it. Got some great memories.
Well, you must come back and see us in Belfast sometime soon.
Yeah, I was recently up there filming Mastermind, actually, a couple of weeks ago, but just a short stint, unfortunately.
Michelle, great talking to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And if I can just drop in, if you visit hollywoodbowl.co.uk to find out where your local centre is, and all the activities are there for over the summer.
Now, my next guest is a Guinness World Record breaker. He's just completed his latest challenge, which was drumming for 150 hours non-stop. I went along to visit him about halfway through his challenge. Here's what happened.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, over the years I've done some crazy stories, but this one has got to be the craziest. I have so much admiration for this guy here, Ali Brown, who's been drumming away at the Lisburn Music Centre since Sunday. He's already done 124 hours. We're going to change that because we're coming up on 125 hours. Let's have a big countdown, everybody, from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 125 hours on the drums. Ali Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
So there we go, the man himself, Ali Brown, live in action at the Lisburn Music Centre. He's completed his 150-hour challenge, and I'm pleased to say he's with us in the studio. Ali, how are you?
I'm good, Robin. Thank you for having me.
You must be exhausted after that fabulous challenge there.
I am, yes. I would feel a bit tired during the day, but because I've been training so long for it, I've recovered really well. The only issues that I have are slight nerve damage to my right arm, and my right hand's a bit numb, but everything else is fine.
I would imagine so. So to complete a challenge like that, 150 hours, how much training goes into that?
So usually I allow about 6 to 8 months of training. The majority of it is to do with sleep deprivation, so obviously I need to get used to staying awake. So weekends I try to stay awake and get my mind and body used to that. The rest of it is a bit of gym work, practicing on songs that I'm playing, things like that there.
So when I came along to visit you halfway through that up in Lisburn, I mean, the reaction from the public who came every day was absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. To be honest, Robin, at the start of it, I wasn't sure how much support I would get in the end. But I think once it started and as the week ran on, the support was just, people were coming from everywhere, and I was very, very honoured that I was getting so much support.
So did you set yourself a target? Have you reached that target? How did the money thing work then?
So, well, because I didn't think I was going to get as much support, I didn't have a very high quantity there for raising money. I had about £5,000. At the minute, we're still getting donations coming in, and we're pushing towards 25,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I can't believe it myself. It's really good, yeah.
Now, you're still waiting for this one to be verified, aren't you,
That's right.
by the Guinness Book? There's a whole process you have to go through, isn't
That's
it?
correct, yes. Because I didn't have anyone from Guinness World Records there adjudicating, the other option is for me to record everything, gather up evidence. So like of yourself, when you came down to the shop, you signed a book.
Yeah.
So all of that gets sent away, the live stream gets recorded, sent away, and a few other bits of paperwork has to be verified. It could take anything from 8 to 12 weeks before I get any word back. So I'm hoping within the next week or two, I'll have all that sent away.
Brilliant. But of course, you have other world records, haven't you? Tell us about those.
Yeah, so it's the same same event, the longest individual drumming marathon, and the first one I did was in 2003. I didn't know what I was letting myself in for, and I broke the record and played 58 hours 17 minutes. In 2008 I also got the verification for the certificate, and I played 102 hours and 49 minutes.
Wow. Amazing stuff, it really is. And of course the big thing about it as well, it's all for charity, it's all for good causes, isn't it?
Every time I've done an endurance event or a drumming event, I've always thought of friends and family, people I care about, trying to raise money and especially awareness more than money about the causes that I'm doing the event for. And to me that's very important. I'll never do it for myself, it'll always be for who I'm doing it for and why I'm doing it.
Most people have been touched by cancer in some way throughout their life, be it a friend or a family member or something. Yours very close to you. You lost your partner Sharon, didn't you?
That's right. So I met Sharon in the end of 2017, and in spring 2018 she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And I just tried to help look after her for 3.5 years, and sadly she passed away at January 2021. So for this event, obviously, my aim was to do something in her honour, and it was also to raise money for pancreatic cancer, but also for Mind, which is a mental health charity.
Exactly, because of course, I mean, when you go through something like that, I mean, it must have affected you mentally as well.
It did, very much so. Especially, I thought I had a very strong mind. You know, from doing all of the drumming events before, I think I've got a strong mindset. But the problem was, once it hits you, and it's very close to home, I think then you don't realise what you're letting yourself in for, or what's going to happen to you mentally. So I did spend a few months in a bit of a rut, and I found it very, very difficult. It was also during COVID time as well, so a lot of us were confined to our houses. So I think that added to it, and thankfully I came out the other side and was okay.
Throughout your week in Lisburn, I mean, you must have met a load of amazing people coming up to see you.
Yes, and I don't know how, but I've been able to manage playing the drums, listening to my songs, and have people come beside me and talk, and I've been able to do everything at once. There have been a phenomenal amount of people. I think on the book we've had close to 1,200 names put down throughout the week. Now obviously some people have came back, but we have had some very, very good supporters coming in.
So you've done the 150 hours now. Is there another challenge? Is there another crazy idea in your head that you're going to do?
Well, this was done under the umbrella of Drumathon Live, and I've been very fortunate to be part of Drumathon Live since 2020. And it was brought about from Earl and Bev in London, and Earl's from a band in the 80s called Imagination. We've had an awful lot of band drummers involved with that. And thankfully I was able to do this event under Drumathon Live, and what's happening is we're already underway to work out something for Drumathon Live 2024. So everything's been on the website, drumathon.live, and you know, any drummers that want to take part, they can do. I am not going to be doing another 150 hours, I can tell you that now. At most I'll probably do 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still crazy stuff.
It is, yes.
Well, when you've done 150, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't seem like an awful lot, sure it doesn't. But I can assure you it really is. You can tire yourself out so fast. You can damage your limbs very quickly as well if you're not looking after yourself properly for it. So there's an awful lot of things that people maybe don't think about. And then when they go to do an event like this, then something happens.
Well, you're a truly inspirational person.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the latest feat, and we'll see you soon, Ali.
Thank you. Cheers, Robin.
Okay, still to come, live music from the 19th Street Band, and we'll be chatting to C21 Theatre Company right after these.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
Here we are on the north coast, where sporting legends are made. He needs this putt to advance to the next stage, but can he do it? The crowd are holding their breath. Can he cope with the pressure?
Dad, would you take the shot?
Yes!
Yeah.
Well.
Founded Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment, and positivity, I Am Beauty is more than just a beauty brand. We are a community that celebrates individuality and promotes self-love. Check out our I Am Unfiltered Tanning range. Luxury lime, mandarin and basil scent with green undertones to neutralise orange results. Your most natural tan yet. We invite you to join us in our mission to redefine beauty and create a more inclusive world. YTP Aesthetic and Academy is a place where everyone will find something for themselves, from lip augmentation to a treatment for wrinkles or improving the condition of the skin. Interested in expanding your knowledge in the field of aesthetic medicine? We invite you to a wide range of courses. Book your appointment now with award-winning YTP Aesthetic and Academy, Lisburn Road, Belfast. You can call us on 07546 121 281 or visit ytpaesthetic.com. Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
Welcome back to Robin Elliott tonight. Now we're talking theatre, and C21 Theatre Company are just one of quite a few Northern Ireland companies heading to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this year. We'll find out all about their play Expecting after we show you this little clip from the show.
Well, the show is called Expecting, and Expecting has deaf and hearing artists integrated in the performance. So it's a first for Northern Ireland to take it over to Edinburgh Deaf Festival, which is part of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival as well. So we're very excited.
I've always wanted to write about relationships, and I'm a big fan of love and romance, but I kind of had never really touched it as a writer. I was a bit afraid to be too cliche or anything like that. And then when I was thinking about this idea of two different worlds and kind of coming together, and I wanted to have that within a relationship as well as the deaf world and the hearing world coming together in this relationship that formed between our characters, Robbie and Shauna. So there was a lot of interviews, so I'm really grateful to everybody from both communities who helped me research this, and that is everybody as well. I talked to the NHS, which was brilliant as well. I talked to a number of hearing and deaf couples who very, very kindly shared their stories, their experiences, and let me just kind of pick little bits to form and create these characters as well. So it was brilliant. I just learned so much as well, which was brilliant. The fact that they trusted me to do this as well is just lovely. I think Northern Ireland, we need that stage, and I feel like our stories are important too, and our little island, we need to go global and people need to know about us and our stories as well. So it's brilliant that, you know, us as well as a number of shows are getting to go over there and platform our work and our stories.
We're hoping that we can meet key contacts and we can take this beyond Edinburgh, because we have found out there's a huge demand. So we're just trying to deal with that at the moment, and the fact that we're going to Edinburgh is giving C21 Theatre Company, you know, a huge profile and a really big platform. And when we go to Edinburgh to meet those key contacts, and we're making sure that we maximise that opportunity.
So there we go, that's a clip from a C21 Theatre Company's production of Expecting, which is heading to the Edinburgh Festival. And I'm pleased to say that Stephen Kelly and the guys from the company join us now in the studio. Good to see you all. Stephen, I'm going to start with you because it's great this year to see so many shows from Northern Ireland heading to Edinburgh, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I think there's 7 going over this year. So we all had a get together last week, and it was just great to kind of bounce off everybody's energy off each other, and you know, everyone's excited about it. So yeah, it's fantastic. I had a quick scoot over last summer. We didn't have a show there, just to get a look. And I mean, you know yourself, if you've been there, yeah, the energy is fantastic, and there's just an amazing vibe about the place. So yeah, we're all excited about getting over there.
Brilliant. So tell us about Expecting then. It's gone on this journey so far, hasn't it?
It's been amazing, Robin. As I say, I was over in Edinburgh last year, and we had, I found out that there was the Deaf Festival. This is the actual Deaf Festival, which is under the umbrella of the Fringe Festival. It was on its first year last year, and now this is the second year. And then at that point, I had been working with Paula to commission a piece with Caris McRoberts, the Belfast playwright who wrote the piece. And I thought, and I found out that there was a Deaf Festival in Edinburgh. I didn't know. I mean, obviously it was the first year, so I got speaking to the CEO, to cut a long story short, and I just kept in contact with him from then, and now here we are. So we premiered it in May in the Mac. It was on over a weekend, and then we took it on a Northern Irish tour for about 2 weeks, and then we were lucky enough to get an invite to attend the Edinburgh Deaf Festival. So it's very special, and I know I've been working in collaboration with Paula for over 12 months now. Paula's the deaf artist involved, and she's our lead actor, and it's just been amazing. Just been an amazing experience, that whole journey, you know.
Well, let's find out about Paula's journey now. What's the journey been like for you so far then?
The integration with deaf and hearing actors, it is absolutely amazing. C21 has offered this opportunity, and we have been working together with them. They have had interpreters involved in the process, because the money for the interpreters is a completely different budget. And in Northern Ireland, compared to England, absolutely fantastic. In England, we have loads of deaf actors and actresses over there because they have the budget funds over there with access to work, whereas over here we are so much limited over here. So I have to say really thanks and appreciation to C21, because there was a challenge there bringing interpreters and everything on board to work with us to be fully integrated, but we got there. And in May we did have an absolutely successful couple of dates through that weekend, and I really do appreciate that opportunity and be able to showcase us working together. Integration is wonderful. Sign language with accessibility, with the interpreters there, and the interpreters were not separated. The interpreters were involved in the performance, so it was full inclusion there. And Owen himself, obviously he was speaking, and whenever he was speaking at the time, whenever I was doing the acting, there was someone else signing, and Owen was able to sign some as well. So it just looked like a real life performance. It didn't look like it was staged at all. It just looks so good, everyday life, and that's it. It was absolutely beautiful, and everybody was on a par with each other, which was lovely. Very much challenged for hearing people. To realise how deaf people, the barriers we come up with every day, and that is how we feel with the communication barriers that we face, employment, arts, anywhere at all, interviews, meetings, and it is a big responsibility to try to get interpreters and everything on board. But in Northern Ireland today we still do have barriers, because as I say, ATW, the Access to Work, that scheme do provide still lots of barriers, because we just have not broken down the same as England have to be able to have the same opportunities as they have. And when you partner with a deaf person or a hearing person, it can become a big challenge, and there's a big responsibility there for people to be able to make that communication accessible. But I just feel that the audience as well were they got the emotion of everything because of the full inclusion that happened. I'm sure Owen will talk more about that himself as well. But I just feel that, the responsibilities and everything that they took on board, it just doesn't happen overnight to get full access and equality there. But the relationship as well, touring around with them, when we went to various theatres, when you go to theatres, cinemas and festivals, as a deaf person, communication can be a bit of a barrier, and it can be a bit of a it also affects hearing people as well, because they feel disempowered as well, because they can't communicate with us in the way that they want to. Subtitles, maybe they have them on a Saturday morning or during the midweek in the morning. We don't have that luxury of picking when we want to go and see something. So this play, being able to fully integrate everybody, meant that it was open for all to access at the time that it was shown. And for the deaf people, the process, preparation, the rehearsals, there still was challenges, but I have to say thank you to Sign Video, a huge shout out to them as well, and SLI, because they have provided training and everything for the interpreters, with the department, working with the BDA, the British Deaf Association as well. So that has all been brought to the fore, and things have improved so much. In the past, nothing like this took place. So for example, in the past, this is an actual true story, a lady went through labour, and there was no interpreter involved. They didn't bring an interpreter in at all. There was no support for her. So she went through that. She had no communication going through her labour. And if you think about this, this is a real life story that happened. They didn't have funding, they said. Her deaf partner was panicking because he couldn't understand what was going on as well. Very stressful situation. The trauma that goes through that when it should be a lovely situation for people to be involved in. And then whenever you have an interpreter brought in, the process goes on, everything's interpreted, everybody's at peace with the process, everybody knows what's going on, and that is great whenever there's an interpreter there. The deaf woman can give birth to that baby and feel comfortable throughout that process, and that's what Expecting really showed.
Wow, let's bring Owen in now as well, because for an actor, I mean, it must have been a great experience, but you must have learned so much from this production.
Fantastic. Well, I started knowing next to no sign. I knew thank you, and that was it. So within a very short period of time, I've had to go on a big learning curve in order to be able to not only do the signing, which is required for the show, but also to talk to Paula, to work with each other, to have a chat. And it's been great because the deaf world, the deaf community have really welcomed me in, and it's been a great experience for me. And the play itself is a beautiful play to work on, not just because it tackles so many issues within the deaf world, but also just the struggles and strife of life, the relationship problems, the struggles of bringing a newborn into the world, as well as looking at mental health, which is a strong issue, and something which is very emotional, and I think it touches everyone, whether you're deaf or hearing.
So tell us about the character that you're playing then.
So I play Robbie. I met Paula, the character Paula plays, Shauna, 10 years prior. And a bit like myself, he knew no sign, but they were able to communicate. And that was the thing, that communication is the important element to it. And over 10 years, he has learnt sign. And within 10 years now, they're expecting their firstborn. And he is a very simple man. He wants a family. That's what he wants. And Shauna has these grand ideas. But she's a photographer. She wants to go to America. She wants to live. But they're still coming together. It's a very, very beautiful piece.
So Paula, is this show then going to open the doors then for other deaf performers out there to maybe get lots more work in the industry?
Oh, definitely, 100%. I have to say yes. I have seen other theatre companies in Northern Ireland who actually came to watch Expecting, and I feel that it has an impact on them that has made them sit up and think and take note that a deaf person, through rehearsals, working together, with the people being amenable, with the script being written to be able to suit us, we can do this. There is access there if we have interpreter support, and that is the key thing as well. We do need that interpreter support put in place. And we need to influence other deaf artists to be able, and other companies to be able to take this on board. I mean, Stephen as a director has been fantastic. As a role model, he has really got in there, learnt signs. He has BSL, British Sign Language Level 1, absolutely fantastic as a role model for other directors to take on board as well. And I really do hope and pray that in the future this is going to, a lot more companies are going to be interested, because there are the skills out there, and I do hope other theatre directors will look at Stephen and it will have an impact on them and start to think about the future and give more work to the deaf actors. It's absolutely amazing, and Stephen, you've been amazing.
So for people heading to the Edinburgh Festival, when and where can we see it then?
Yes, this is the Fringe programme. So we're in Deaf Action, which is in Albany Street in Edinburgh, and I was over last week for a site visit. So there's a lot of, they have deaf clubs and all obviously happening in there, so it was very refreshing for me to go in and see and kind of communicate with a lot of deaf people who were in the building that day and talk about the show. So yeah, it's pretty central. It's not far from Princes Street net, which is the main stretch in Edinburgh. It's probably about a 10-minute walk from there, and you know, it runs from the 17th to the 20th of August, and yeah, it's pretty. It's great to be part of that. You know, I'm just even thinking it's a bit surreal, you know, sitting here talking to you and stuff as well. But it's just that we're doing that, and it's hard to believe that we've got to this stage. You know, considering if you rewind 13 months ago, we were only really starting out. You know, so it's pretty special. Well, it's great to see that you're all going to the Edinburgh Festival. Have yourselves a great time, and the best of luck with Expecting. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And before C21 Theatre Company heads across to Edinburgh, you can catch Expecting at the Black Box here in Belfast on Wednesday, the 9th of August. We've got some live music in the studio from the 19th Street Band. They'll be here right after these.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
Let the good times roll at Super Strikes at the Jet Centre. You can now book your lane online. We've got 14 bowling lanes and 4 mini bowling lanes. Plus we serve delicious hot food and snacks, or enjoy a cold beverage with your food after the game. Discover bowling today at the Jet Centre. Jet Centre, entertainment for everyone.
YTP Aesthetic and Academy is a place where everyone will find something for themselves, from lip augmentation to a treatment for wrinkles or improving the condition of the skin. Interested in expanding your knowledge in the field of aesthetic medicine? We invite you to a wide range of courses. Book your appointment now with award-winning YTP Aesthetic and Academy, Lisburn Road, Belfast. You can call us on 07546 121 281 or visit ytpaesthetic.com. Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty is more than just a beauty brand. We are a community that celebrates individuality and promotes self-love. Check out our I Am Unfiltered Tanning range. Luxury lime, mandarin and basil scent with green undertones to neutralise orange results. Your most natural tan yet. We invite you to join us in our mission to redefine beauty and create a more inclusive world.
Welcome to Movie House Cinemas. Popcorn? Yes, please. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Reclining chairs? Don't mind if I do. Action, thriller, romance, we got it all. Discover the cinema today. Movie House Cinemas, home of the movies.
Founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity, I Am Beauty sponsors Robin Elliott tonight.
And welcome back to the final part of Robin Elliott tonight. Now, the 19th Street Band are back in the country for a series of gigs this week. They've got a brand new album out as well, and they're going to play one of their new tracks right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the 19th Street Band.
I'm gonna chase me a daydream down a one-way street. You ain't gonna get so lost just looking at my feet. We're all frowning and we're looking down, chasing pennies on the street. like a dream when it comes around. Broken records on repeat. It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. So you better hold tight to me. Well, I was thinking just the other day about the glass half full. I drank up every word you said like a love drunk fool. I'm gonna chase me a daydream, so grab a hold of my hand. We'll ride together on a moonbeam. Ain't love grand? It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. So you better hold tight to me. Well, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. So you better hold tight to me. Chase me a daydream down a one-way street. You ain't gonna get so lost just looking at my feet. I'm gonna chase me a daydream, so grab a hold of my hand. We'll ride together on a moonbeam. Ain't love grand? Well, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. So you better hold tight to me. Well, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. So you better hold tight to me.
So you just heard them perform live from the 19th Street Band. I'm pleased to say that Callie and Megan join us in the studio. Guys, welcome back to Belfast.
Back to Belfast, here we are.
Exactly. Callie, for you, it's coming home really, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful to bring the whole thing back home, bringing the show on the road and playing music back here. I feel at ease back here. I just feel at home. It's great being back in Northern Ireland.
Now, you've brought something like 40 Americans with you as well on this tour, haven't you, Megan?
We have 41 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how and why? How did this all happen?
So we first did this back in 2019, and we had 20 people come with us. Then we missed a bunch of years with the pandemic and everything, and we kept saying, we'll do it again, put it out there. And at every show we just said, who wants to come on tour with the band? And we organized it, put a package together, and couldn't believe we had 41 people sign up.
And it's amazing. It's a whole tour all over Ireland and Scotland as well, isn't it?
We're taking the Stena line over to the ferry and heading to Edinburgh and Glasgow to play as well.
Brilliant,
So we basically have our own built-in crowd anywhere we play.
Exactly, yes. And your own merchandise, because you're wearing one of the shirts there that everybody on the bus is wearing as well.
Look at that.
Everyone got tour
we
jackets.
have them all wearing it. It's going to be a great fun, good group of people, and we have all these excursions organised, from going to Pitlochry to Edinburgh to Scotland to Galway, picking them up in Dublin. It's going to be, let's let the games begin, really. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It really sounds like a great trip. So tell us, you've got a couple of gigs as well, one in Belfast, one in Bangor, haven't you?
Absolutely. We're going to be playing on the 5th of August at the Empire Music Hall in Belfast. That'll be 8 o'clock start with Viller and the Villains have so graciously joined us on this co-bill. So we're delighted to have them, and we're looking forward to having a great night. The next day we're going to be at the Open House Festival in Bangor. That'll be an afternoon show.
Excellent.
So
Sunday in the Park series.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. That'll be good. So so some fabulous gigs to look forward to. Music-wise, what's happening for you guys? Any new material on the horizon?
Yes. the new album is out. We're really excited. Just released for this tour, so we finished it all at the same time. You know, why not pile everything on at the same time? But we've got a new album out called Near Perfect. One of the tracks is called Near Perfect.
Yeah, delighted to get the new music out there.
We'll have CDs with us at our shows, but it's on all the, you know, digital places as well, and streaming services, and anywhere you can find music.
Brilliant, good stuff. Now, we mentioned before last time you were here, your dad is John T. Davis, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah, he's doing well. Yeah, indeed, he's been helping us. He's been helping carting all our gear to and fro in the last couple of days. Yeah, he's been great. He's been helping out. Good dad.
So once you finish up here, what's next for you? What's happening in America next? Plenty of gigs happening?
So when we get home, we've got a great show at a music venue in Maryland, and we're having an official CD release party for the American side.
Okay, now you've got the full band waiting upstairs for us once again. We heard Long Night earlier on. What are we going to hear this time?
We're going to play a song called Promises.
Brilliant. We look forward to that. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
You too. Thanks for having us. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So there we go, the 19th is Street Band. Always good to see them in Belfast. That's all we have time for on the show this week. We'll see you back here same time next week. Bye-bye.
founded on the principles of inclusivity, empowerment and positivity. I Am Beauty sponsors Rob and Elliott tonight.